Hi, everyone. Well, if you're like me, you heard this meme posted by Chloe Feldman of the one word that sounds like Yanny to some people and like Laurel to other people, and wanted to know what on earth is going on. So, being an actor and an accents comedian, my way is to dive into the middle of it, try it on, and see what's going on from the inside. So, these are my theories on it. Feel free to share your thoughts as well. If you haven't heard the meme, here it is. I will play it here.
Laurel. Laurel. Laurel.
So, I'll just walk you through a couple of the sounds and why they're actually created in a similar way and can be heard differently for different people. So, first off, the Y to L. This is something that actually kids often get mixed up with. Maybe they'll say yellow instead of little, or lello instead of yellow. So if you look at when I say e, and if you heard the Yanny version, well, either way, it's a very nasal sound. So if you heard the e, if you see the way that my tongue is cupped like this, all of these sounds, this R, L, Y, and N, are created with a lot of resonance aimed at the alveolar ridge here. That's this place. That's like if this is my teeth, that's this little ridge, this little bump here on the upper part of my mouth. So when I'm going see how my tongue is creating this little bowl and it's sending the sound up to my alveolar ridge. Now when I do an L, it goes up a little, my tongue goes up further toward there, but it doesn't always. Like when I said always, see how before, look at that. There, you can't even see my tongue. But I'm creating a very similar little bowl to send the sound up there. So they can sound very similar. I'll show you kind of a spectrum. Very similar. At the end of this, I'll play them pitched up and pitched down so that you can hear the difference there, because that helped me hear both. So that's the first one. That's the L and Y. Then if I get into the N versus R, that N, it didn't really sound like a N straight up with the tongue hitting the roof of the mouth, which is a proper N. But it did sound like a nasal, to me at least, and to many of us, it sounded like a nasal again, very similar shape there. Which, because the tongue is curled up like this to send that sound up to the alveolar, there is also a way to pronounce an R that where the tongue is reflexed as well. It's called a reflexive R, and the back of the tongue, or the tip of the tongue, curls up. So that way instead of that way, where the tongue is back like this. If I go that's kind of a middle point of where they are. So you see how if you hit the right frequency and the right amount of nasality, we will correct it into a way that we're used to hearing. Interesting. And this post by Steve Pomeroy on Twitter has the pitched up and pitched down version, so I'll play those for you.
Laurel. Laurel.
That's the one that's pitched up. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yeah, pitched up to 20%.
Laurel. Laurel.
And pitched down 20%.
Yanny. Yanny.
You hear those? You can check those out. I'll put the links down in the description below. Yanny, Laurel. Good fun! Vibes to you, and enjoy this. I would love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share. Let's get the conversation rolling. I'll see you back here next week.